Okay, so with episode 11, the old country for the old country Bumpkin, for the Master Swordsman, episode 11. I think we're about to see a duel, but I don't think it's not a duel. I think we're about to see a conversation between Master Barrel and also Rose. Oh boy. I don't know how I feel about this. Rose, it seems like she's an ally or something like that, or something probably with the Pope or something like that. Because one thing, if you go back into episode 10, if you go back and go back into there, you can tell like she's just like she's not learning some of the old teachings from her master. And it seems to me that she's taken much more a different directional turn, like the way how she was taught. Now, I want a person want to say here basically is that I don't want people to really think that she's really bad. Is a really bad character. She could be a really bad character. I really don't think that she's really is not. But I could be wrong. I mean, there's nothing really much that nobody can basically expect that if Rose is going to be a bad character or maybe or not. I don't know. I really don't think that she really actually is, or maybe that she is, or maybe that she's not. So there's no difference of basically of telling that she really actually is. If that she really is basically is a traitor, basically is a traitor, then why was she basically do it? Or maybe that she must came from a different country to work with somebody else, maybe higher or something like that, or basically or something. But what if the master barrel doesn't kill Rose? What happens if Rose were to die? That's a very good possibility. But let me just put it this way: Rose is not a person that was not a person. So something I think a lot of people really needs to understand. She's not a very intimidating, but the kind of person that you don't want to cross over. Don't want to cross over just because she looks cute and pretty and stuff like that. Doesn't mean. Yeah, oh yeah. I definitely want to get with her and stuff like that. And basically stuff like that. She's kind of suspicious about what she does and stuff like that. And she seems to be the kind of person that just wants to slip under the radar and see what that's basically what she's doing, or basically or not. But I personally want to say here also as well too that I really am kind of wondering about her character because the way that she acts, the way that she moves, the way that she wants to do things and basically stuff. But she seems so calm and collected. But she seems like the kind of person that really doesn't want to let her personality just like jump right out and just detect like who she really actually is. But I would personally would definitely would say here is basically that I don't look at her basically being a bad character because I don't think that she's really is not necessarily basically a bad character. I don't think that she's really is not. I don't think that she really actually is. I could be wrong. I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to pinpoint what kind of character that she really actually is. Yes, she seems like she's the kind of person that be kind of sneaking from here and there to there and there. But like I said before, I really don't think that she's really not a bad character. I really don't think that she's really not. But could it be possible that she could be working with the Pope? That's a very good possibility. But the question is, why would she want to be working with the Pope for? Why would she basically want to do that? Now, one thing, there's one other things I definitely want to talk about is basically the prince, basically for himself. The prince has been kind of acting a little suspicious. Sometimes it's hard to tell what the princess really actually is doing, what the prince is doing. Not the princess. I'm not talking about the princess. I'm talking about the prince. The prince seems to be acting very kind of suspicious because it seems to me that he planned all this for this to basically happen. The question is, could he be the culprit, or could be Rose, There's nothing no telling basically on top of that. But there's something else that very very important. I think people really needs to understand also as well too. And I don't see it this way or anything like that. And I think that some people may disagree with me based on this. You have three different areas of basically how from a king cannot rule above over a pope, and the people cannot rule above over a king or rule above over a pope. I one person want to say this. This is my opinion as a person who's a Christian. I don't believe the Pope is a Christian. That's my opinion. Some people will disagree with me with that. I know some people will probably get really upset with me for probably saying that. The reason why I basically say this is basically because I look at God is basically the one true God. Okay, that's what I'm just gonna say. And the reason why basically I say this is because the people pay attention way too much to the Pope, what he does, and how he speaks to the world and stuff like that. I don't like that. That's just my opinion. That's what I definitely do think. I really do not like the fact because the Pope decides what the governments is basically that they should do, or the kings or the queens that they really should do. So I mean, if the Pope to really to order people to really basically do that, I don't like that. That's kind of like a one world government basically kind of an issue. That's kind of like saying to me that the Pope is pretty much is the leader basically on top of the whole entire world, and the people just look up to him and say yeah, he's the one true God, which in my eyes I don't think he is. I don't think it's not. That's just my opinion. That's what I basically definitely think. But I want people to really basically also understand, but it's in anime. I know that's basically in anime, and I do know that basically happens back then a long time ago. In other words, is that back then, in their time, you have the Pope has to make decisions. Okay, so in other words, it's basically that. Excuse me. In other words, basically is that he's supposed to make decisions. He's supposed to make decisions for the king. The king is supposed to make decisions. Not just for himself, but he has to make decisions for his own people as well too. Because if the king does not make decisions for his country, then yeah, they're gonna boot him out and just say like this guy's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. That's kind of like with other different nations around where we live and stuff like that. And you're gonna have people are gonna do riots and destroy buildings, destroy cars and stuff like that. That's what you see basically around here in our world today. That's what you see basically in their time, basically also well too, because people may not agree to that. They may not agree with what the king does or the president or does or anything like that. They may not always agree based on that. That's just kind of like the work of the difference when it comes to understanding the politics and the dictatorship when it comes to basic anime. Because based on that, I kind of compare this basically as a real life and based of the situation of that. And the reason why I basically like that because you don't see that modern of the fan service that you basically definitely do see when it comes into the anime. There is some, but they're not really a lot. I think that is a good thing. I kind of like that really a lot. But the problem is basically one anime I did kind of drop. It's called Summer Pockets. The reason why I dropped that because the fan service was way too much for me to handle. The reason why I dropped that because I didn't like it. Because they didn't follow the storyline way too much. A lot of people do love the fan service because that's something they enjoy. I used to like it really a lot, but now I just kind of slipped away from it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not really into it really that much like I used to be. But to be honest with you, if I had to pick an anime over the modern anime that we used to watch, when it comes to ecchi anime, I would have to pick from the Old Country Bumpkin for Master Swordsman. The reason I picked this anime because it handles the characters right. They handle the story right. They handle the animation right. They handle everything right basically in this anime. But to be honest with you, I said basically before, back in my episode review, and I was just be honest, that I really don't like Mio basically as a character because I think that she's kind of a nuisance. I think that she's kind of annoying. I don't hate her character or anything like that. I think that she's just attention seeker. Not all the time, but that's just my opinion. I understand that she's just a child and stuff like that. I don't mean to be weird or anything like that. I definitely do understand it. But I think the point what I'm trying to say here is basically that I just think that her character is just kind of a little off to me. That's just what it feels to me. Maybe I'm not expecting high anticipations from her, or maybe I'm just expecting her to be more of a character to fit to other different characters. She seems like she doesn't really fit in with some of the other characters. That's something I really don't like also as well too. If I want to pick an overall for this anime, of this review for one scale from 1 out of 10, I have to pick a 9 because I think that's a very good scale to me. It's a perfect anime, but it's not way too perfect for me. It's not. What I basically would buy is for Blu-ray DVD. Yes, I definitely would. I definitely would get it. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this anime review. Tell me what you guys think. You guys agree with me? You guys disagree with me? What you guys think about the character space anime, and what you guys think about what the last episode of this space is going to be? I really am kind of curious about what the last episode is going to be. I'm hoping it does not really become a disappointing of a situation, because usually when you see the 12th episode, it really does not end too very well. I've seen this happen quite a few times, but not really every single anime. But I'm hoping that doesn't really be the case, because if that really was, then yeah, I would basically would say like yeah. So yeah, anyways, just let you guys know that I think there is going to be season 2 of this anime. I have to make sure if there is going to be season 2 of this anime. So I think that would be a good thing, because if they decided to do a cliffhanger on episode 12, then we may not be able to see what's going on. So the question is, will Ross die? What's going to happen to the princess? What's going to happen to the prince? And the rest of the characters. So yeah. Mio is basically out of the question for me. I don't think I don't believe that she's not. I really don't think that. I don't think that she's not going to be involved in the last episode. I don't think she's not. I don't think so. But yeah, anyways, that's just my opinion. That's basically overall my thoughts. But yeah, anyways, this is Sunday. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please like me, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down, and please hit a comment. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Remember, I love you guys. Please stay safe and remember, stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.